Back at it on a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, 12th day of April 2024. Thanks for starting your day with us and getting your weekend going with us as well. 5-star shows, that's what we give you on Fridays, or double your television viewing pleasure back. It's already very mild. It's 46 degrees, and guess what? We're going to have more sunshine today than was originally anticipated. From the National Weather Service, yesterday they said going to be fairly cloudy today with some late afternoon sunshine. Now they're saying, well, you know, we're looking pretty good. In fact, the next 3 days look mighty fine indeed. Tomorrow is going to be gorgeous. Sunday is going to be really nice, although late in the afternoon on Sunday, quick heads up, wind will be coming in. There's a rather robust cold front that's going to come barreling down into the valley late Sunday afternoon, definitely by Sunday night. So we'll start seeing the wind picking up Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. Very windy on Monday and a lot colder, but still sunny. Those details are coming up. There's another busy day in the newsroom, and we'll prove it to you by bringing you a lot of news when we get to that. In sports, the Seattle Kraken played their last home game of the season last night at Climate Pledge Arena. They took on the team with the worst record in the NHL, and they lost. Good news for the Mariners, though. They didn't play. And we'll have the latest prep scoreboard and what's going on this weekend. Of course, we got high school soccer tonight. Eastmont and Wenatchee at Wildcat Stadium. We'll be televising that for you, sending it your way over the airwaves at 7 o'clock tonight. Looking forward to that. And in case you missed the interview yesterday, and if you did, what the heck's the matter with you? We're going to air it again today because the Sustainable NCW Earth Day Fair is tomorrow at the Pybus Public Market. Certainly Mother Nature is going to cooperate. We're going to hear one more time from Betsy and Marlene from Sustainable NCW about the big wing dang at the Pybus tomorrow. Big show for you. Lots. It's one of those scenarios. We have a 5 pounds worth of show and a 4-pound bag to put it in, but we're going to do our very best. Let's go around the valley in north central Washington with our cameras using the different Wenatchee Heights camera. We have 2 of them up there. Of course, we have the one at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights, not far from the cross. This is what we call Wenatchee Heights East. It's about 600 yards to the east of the big camera and slightly lower in elevation, but it gives us another option if we need it. So we're going to give East Wenatchee a good deal of love. And there you go. There's a nice view. We need to use that camera more often. I kind of like it. Of course, they're kind of pretty much the same. Lake Wenatchee is always a beautiful sight, and it looks something like that today. Just gorgeous. Beautiful up there. Snow continues to melt on Dirty Face, except on the north slope. It's still hanging on there, but spring is busting out all over right now up at the Lake Wenatchee area. Good morning to our friends up there. We have viewers, I know, they've told me. Omi Garden camera. Oh, and by the way, Omi Garden opens on Monday. And they had a good winter. They didn't lose a lot of trees. It was pretty quiet up there, so cleanup was very efficient. It didn't take nearly as long as it normally does. We'd like that. So if you have been itching to go visit Omi Gardens, you can do so starting on Monday. And by the way, the best thing to do, buy a season's pass. It's cheap, and you can come and go anytime you want that it's open. That's the way to do it. Trust me on that. And let's head up to the Union Valley camera. This is up in Chelan, and there is Lake Chelan. Union Valley is on the north shore of Lake Chelan, looking down to the south shore of Lake Chelan. It's a beautiful view. It's about a mile up the roadway from the lake itself. Don't know when they start filling up the bathtub. I don't know. I probably could look at that. Chelan County PUD has on their website the lake levels and when they start filling up the big old lake. And I didn't look at it this morning. Maybe I should have. Anyway, good morning to Lake Chelan. So no real wind today, no real wind Saturday. Sunday afternoon and Monday, that's another story altogether. We have this slide from the National Weather Service, so it's going to be very dry, very low relative humidity as this cold front comes in. It's going to start rolling in basically right around sunset on Sunday, so right around 8 o'clock or so on Sunday evening is when the cold front's going to start coming through. It's going to pick up with intensity, quite a bit of wind for everybody, very gusty winds, very dry winds, so you could watch out for some blowing dust, especially if you're traveling on I-90. That's why they circled it in red. It's going to be, visibility could be an issue if you're traveling I-90 between Moses Lake and Ritzville or vice versa, because the winds are going to be quite strong with the passage of this cold front, which actually comes in Sunday, late afternoon, early evening, and it's going to make our temperatures drop like crazy. From the National Weather Service, how about some sunshine today? We'll still see a few residual clouds, but the sun's going to be coming out and a high of 65. Yesterday we hit 61. Normal is 60, so That normal streak continues. By the way, sunrise this morning was at 6:17, sunset tonight 7:47, exactly 13 and a half hours of daylight. Days are getting longer. Saturday, perfect. Sunshine, couple of high clouds, that's about it. 74 for the afternoon high, 49 for the overnight low on Saturday night. Sunday, almost all day Sunday. A lot of sunshine until we get, as we mentioned before, late in the day on Sunday, when the winds will start picking up because that cold front's going to be coming through. We'll top off at 74 and look at the high temperature on Monday. With lots of wind for everybody, we're only going to get to 61, which is actually normal for this time of the year. It's just going to feel cooler because it's going to be so mild and perfect over the weekend. A lot of wind on Monday. It'll start dying down a little bit on Tuesday. The windiest is really going to be throughout the course of the day on Monday. Monday is going to be very windy. Cooling down even more on Tuesday, but you'll see lots of sunshine. Lots of sunshine, and it starts today. In fact, by noon or so, with the last of the high clouds still in the Wenatchee Valley departing, we'll have nothing but sunshine for the foreseeable future. That I like, and a good-looking weekend. Best one weather-wise of the year so far. All right, that's your forecast. Going to take a break, and then we'll give you the latest news. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
It's me, Blippi! Blippi's back on stage with his brand new Wonderful World Tour.
I'm an excavator.
Sing, dance, and make new discoveries. In Blippi, the Wonderful World Tour with special guest Mika.
My name is Mika. Yeah, it's nice to meet ya.
For tickets and more, visit BlippiOnTour.com. Blippi, the Wonderful World Tour.
Sangster Motors has the hottest lineup of GMC vehicles in years. From the top-selling Sierra pickups to the all-new Canyon midsize, Sangster has you covered. Add the luxury of a new Yukon or the outrageous new Hummer Electric, and you have it all right here at Sangster Motors.
Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. Or current eligible GMC owners get over $7,800 total value.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Well, the sun and the clouds are doing a little tug of war, but the sun's going to get the upper hand by the end of the day today. Mid-60s, very nice day, as you already saw. Mid-70s for the afternoon high, both Saturday and Sunday. The wind will be picking up Sunday afternoon, a lot cooler and very windy on Monday. It's 9 minutes after the hour. The Wenatchee City Council voted last night to restrict the use and possession of, quote, exotic and wild animals, end quote, and to ban their exhibition in circuses. About 450 residents signed a petition seeking the ban, citing concerns over circus animals displayed at the town Toyota Center. The new ordinance won't apply to educational displays of wild animals or to domestic pets or farmed animals. City Administrator Laura Gloria said the new city law was modeled on bills adopted elsewhere. The council vote, held in a special meeting at Wenatchee Valley College, was unanimous. Voters will decide in August whether the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department can assess a fire benefit charge on taxpayers. Commissioners for the two-county fire district voted unanimously Wednesday to send the question to the August 6th ballot. If it's approved, that would drop the annual fire levy rate on property taxes from $1.50 to $1. It'll make up the difference with a new benefit charge based on the square footage of a property. Commissioners would set 3 rates for that charge each year, one for residential homes, one for apartments, and one for commercial properties. Fire Chief Brian Brett said in most cases, homeowners would pay the same or even less for fire services than they're paying now under the standard levy. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department protects Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, and most of the surrounding area, including Sunny Slope, Malaga, and Rockonnen. The Washington State Supreme Court has revived a lawsuit that was filed a number of years ago against Samaritan Healthcare in negligence of a patient's death. Cindy Essex of Moses Lake died under hospital care in 2015 from necrotizing fasciitis. A lawsuit by her survivors alleged that Samaritan Health providers misdiagnosed her condition, and that led to her death. Samaritan argued that the doctors who treated Essex were not employed by the hospital, so the suit should not include Samaritan. Well, a Grant County judge agreed, but the state's highest court reversed that decision in a ruling yesterday, saying the hospital should face trial for alleged negligence. The case now returns to Grant County Superior Court. A construction contract for the new Wenatchee High School softball fields at Triangle Park was greenlit by the Wenatchee School Board on Tuesday. The contract went to Davenport-based Halmy Builders, which was the most cost-effective contract, $4,130,000. The board set aside $4 million in 2022 to fund the softball field, but Superintendent Corey Callahar said since then, inflation has upped the total cost of the project. The board looked at three alternatives equating to the additional costs, and they decided to go without a stadium entryway that would have cost about $100,000. Callahar stressed the need for the softball field, which was the solution to a Title IX complaint alleging unequal treatment of female and male athletes. The United States Environmental Protection Agency has put new drinking water limits on the family of chemicals called PFAS, the forever chemicals. They're linked to cancer and other health effects. Cities and municipalities must now share PFAS at less than 4 to 10 parts per million in their water supplies. They have to show it's less than that. It's a limit that didn't exist previously. City of Wenatchee's Public Works Director Rob Jammerman told us he doesn't think the city is going to have any problem meeting that restriction.
We've been monitoring that. In fact, we did some testing in the last 2 years of our water, and of the testing, we showed very limited to almost no PFAS in our water. Wenatchee water is known as some of the best in the U.S. because the water is out of our 4 wells up at Lincoln Rock State Park, and so. I don't know how it's why it's so clean and good, but it has a very, very low level of PFAS, and so I think we have to read the tea leaves here and say, well, what more will we have to do? But I think we don't have near the severe problem that probably other agencies throughout the U.S. have.
Leavenworth Summer Theater, the group that puts on musicals in the Bavarian Village each summer, like The Sound of Music, well, they'll no longer have a home at the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery. The federal hatchery turned down plans to repair or replace the stage amphitheater 6 years ago. Instead, the stage has hosted both Leavenworth Summer Theater and the Wenatchee River Salmon Festival since 1993, has fallen into disrepair, and they're going to tear it down. In the next couple of weeks, Leavenworth Summer Theater will stage 2 productions this year instead of its usual 3. The Sound of Music and Beauty and the Beast. Both of those will be at the Leavenworth Ski Hill Amphitheater. And Link Transit will host an open house on April 25th to showcase its brand new maintenance facility and the electrification program to members of the community. Guests will have the opportunity to win prizes as they speak with members of Link's team about planned service improvements and projects on the horizon. The CEO of Link, Nick Covey, said, and I'm quoting now, "This is a fantastic opportunity for residents to see behind the scenes and contribute their ideas for making their transit system even better," end quote. The event's going to be held at their maintenance offices on Euclid Avenue, again, April 25th from 5 to 7 in the afternoon. And that is what's making news at 14 minutes after the hour. If you want to find out what the heck is going on around here, well, we have a team that tells you what the heck's going on around here. It's the news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. 5, 6, and 10 on TV on the station you're watching right now. If you use the World Wide Web to consume your television, we got you covered there. Our news will be up and running right around 5 o'clock on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and on our app. And if you haven't done so already, pick up your smartphone and download the app. There's a QR code right there, and if something out there you think warrants our attention, get a hold of us. Send us an email, news@wlife.com. at ncwlife.com. Sports, the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays. Everyone's entitled to Mike Minardi's opinion. And another reminder about the shenanigans going on tomorrow at the Pybus Puppet Market for the Earth Day Fair. It's all coming up. You're watching a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Local cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
When it comes to plumbing, you are likely not the expert. Call After Hours Plumbing. When your laundry room is just a little too tight and you need to expand or remodel, call After Hours Plumbing. Or your hot water heater needs replacing so everyone can have hot water? Call After Hours Plumbing, your local plumbing contractor ready for your home remodels or your commercial business. Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
I chose Pinnacles because they give you a lot of opportunities for really fun field trips and activities.
It's a smaller school, so you feel more connected to other people.
My favorite thing about Pinnacles is definitely how we got to choose our elective.
I learn at my own speed. It's a place where people can be who they want to be, and they show that by using their epic values.
We choose Pinnacles because the staff is accepting.
Minutes after the hour, the Seattle Kraken dropped their final home game of the year last night. Yeah, they lost to the team with their worst record in the league. Devin Cooley made 49 saves in just his fourth career start in San Jose's 3-1 victory over the Kraken. Seattle's 50 shots on goal, a franchise record, but only one of those actually crossed the goal line.
They did a good job keep boxing out and allowing their goaltender to see the puck.
The Kraken won the game Tuesday 5-0, but allowed 39 shots. And that one goes in. Henry Thrun from the point. A little traffic out in front. It's from distance. 11:53 left to go in period one. Luke Cunnan got a stick to it.
Well, the face-off win just moved the puck pretty simple, and there was a flyby screen there in front of the net. And Cunnan, I think, redirects this thing off the shaft of his stick. I don't know if he gets the blade or the star. It is the blade, and it may be off the leg of Borgen as well.
It was off the stick of Dumoulin back out to center. Seattle now regrouping. Jaden Schwartz drops it off. Eberle. Jordan Eberle now drops it again for Dumoulin. Right in. He scores! Brian Dumoulin finds a crack. 10:37 left in period one. The Kraken tie it.
Ends up getting stripped. Eberle's right there to pick up the puck. Doing a nice little move, getting to the inside on his forehand. Nice pass here from Ebbs. You see, backhand, forehand, able to quickly shoot that one, slide it through the 5-hole of Cooley, and just a great opportunity. Love seeing the defense getting up and activating the offensive zone. And he's really aggressive as well. He likes to throw his body at those saves, so maybe that's an opportunity, too, that you could pump one, do a fake shot, and then have another opportunity there.
Eklund delays, hits a trailer, Burrows, he scores! scores! Kyle Burrows with some traffic out in front. 5:13 left here in the second period. San Jose.
Situation back the other way. It ends up turning into a 3-on-3, but then it becomes a 4-on-3. Everybody puck watching, and nobody catches Burrows.
Yeah, the initial odd man was actually played quite well. I like that Morgan was directing as the
Classic out to center. Good, great hand-eye by Eklund. It's in play. William Eklund, Fabian Zetterlund. Shoved a bit by Yanni Gord. Eklund moves it well. Granlund out of the corner. Sings a pass. They score! Fabian Zetterlund out in front. What a pass by Mikhail Granlund, who has points now in 10 straight games. And the Sharks have a 2-goal lead.
Well, this puck goes from one side of the ice to the other, and Granlund just throws it right out to Zetterlund.
Everly in the slot. Cartier through the top of the goal crease. 2 seconds left. Schultz stopped again by Devin Cooley at the horn. They surround the rookie goaltender.
Seattle wraps up their regular season with 4 straight road games. It starts tomorrow night in Dallas. The Seattle Mariners are back home after a 2-4 road trip with 3 games against teams from the National League Central, 3 games against Chicago. The Cubs are in the Emerald City for games tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday afternoon. And then the Cincinnati Reds come to town. Tonight's game, by the way, only on Apple TV+. If you don't have it, you can't watch the game. Sorry, folks. Don't blame me. First pitch is at 6:40. In the American League West scoreboard, how did the other teams do? Well, the A's held the Rangers to just 1 hit. The A's did, and they beat the Rangers 1-0 and break up the Royals. They've won 7 in a row, and they crushed the Astros last night. The final was 13-3. Prep soccer scoreboard on the pitch. Cashmere no problems with OMAC. 6-0 there. Cascade remains undefeated. They defeated Ephrata in a non-league game. The final there is 3-0. Brewster got by Orville 4-1. Bridgeport soccer over Liberty Bell 1-0. Manson shut out Pateras 4-0. Prep baseball scoreboard. Cascade got back on the winning track by crushing Moses Lake Christian Covenant 20-8. Chelan beat Waterville Mansfield 7-4. Manson shut out Brewster 4-0. In prep baseball, Lake Roosevelt got the best of Orville. Prep softball. Eastmont clean sweep of Davis. Everybody beats Davis. Eastmont beats Davis 14-4 and 15-2. Chelan crushed Waterville Mansfield in girls fast pitch softball 25-3. Another football score. Brewster 21, Manson 6. Lake Roosevelt shut out Orville. Tenasket shuts out Bridgeport. These are the kind of scores you get in prep girls fast pitch softball. Soccer schedule today. Panthers, Eastmont, 7 o'clock. Wildcat Stadium. We'll have it for you here on the Instant Live channel. Moses Lake will be at Eisenhower at 7 o'clock. And Okanagan's at Tenasket at 6:30. And yes, we will be there tonight. The Panthers and the Wildcats. This will be a good, and these are 2 pretty good teams. Eastmont's very good this year. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen with the call. We'll take to the air at about 6:50. We'll have it for you on television live at 7 o'clock. The prep soccer schedule for Saturday looks like this. Brewster will be at Chelan at 11 a.m. They're all at 11 a.m. for the most part. Liberty Bell at Manson. Then at 1 o'clock, you got Cascade at Overlake, Orville at OMAC and soccer, and Quincy travels to Royal. Prep baseball today, pretty light schedule. Both in the Big 9. Wenatchee will be in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato. They have a doubleheader with Eisenhower. They get going at 4 o'clock with the first game. And first pitch and first game of their doubleheader at Eastmont Dan White Field. The Wildcats will host the Davis Pirates at 4 o'clock. That's today. Tomorrow, full slate of games, all doubleheaders, all at 11 a.m. Quincy at Chelan, Cascade at Cashmere, OMAC at Lake Roosevelt, Okanagan at Tenasket, Manson is at Orville, and Brewster travels to Liberty Bell. Prep softball schedule today. Again, doubleheader. Wenatchee will host Eisenhower at Walla Walla Point Park at 4 o'clock. Moses Lake has just 1 game, I should say, and that's against Walla Walla at 4 o'clock. And on Saturday, doubleheaders all day. Tomorrow, Cascade at Cashmere in prep softball. Lake Roosevelt at OMAC. Tenasket's at Okanagan. Manson's at Orville. Brewster is at Liberty Bell. And Waterville Mansfield will take on Soap Lake. And the weather's going to be perfect to get out and enjoy. Watch them play some sports. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 24 minutes after the hour. What's the first meal that your folks let you make on your own when you were just a kid and you could make it without any adult supervision? I think it's pretty much the same across the board. It's got to be the grilled cheese sandwich. It's so easy to make. Butter, bread, cheese, a skillet. you're done with it. Today is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day. Thank you to the J.L. Kraft Company, who in 1914 figured out a way to mass-produce cheese. The cheese before 1914 was not easy to make, and they figured out we can make it cheap, we can make it easy, we can make it simple, we can mass-produce cheese. That was the Kraft Company in 1914, and then about 10 years later, Otto Frederick Rohwedder came up with the bread slicer, a machine that would slice the bread. That's it. That's the recipe. So if you have sliced bread and cheese, you're good to go, and down the road you go. That's affordable. It's easy to make. It was a big hit among soldiers in the United States Navy during World War II. They got hooked on grilled cheese sandwiches, and after World War II, when everybody came home, grilled cheese sandwiches became everywhere, easy to make. Oh, and by the way, the real cool invention, 1949, when Kraft came up with the cheese packages with the cheese already sliced. That makes it a lot easier. The grilled cheese sandwich, ooh, that does look good, and they are, quite frankly, easy to make. A little tomato soup on the side, and you're good to go. You got yourself a lunch. 26 minutes after the hour. Today in history, here we go. The war between the states, the Civil War. America went to war with America on April 12th, 1861. Of course, Confederate forces firing on Fort Sumter in the harbor of Charleston, South Carolina. Who did the honors of firing the first shot? It was kind of almost staged in a way. Lieutenant Henry S. Farley, who was under the command of Captain George James, fired one single 10-inch mortar from Fort Johnson to Fort Sumter. That officially started it. Roger Pryor was given the honor of doing it. He was a secessionist from Virginia. Roger Pryor says, I do not want to go down in history as the guy who fired the first shot in the Civil War, so Henry Farley did the honors. Didn't last very long. The Union garrison, all of them, surrendered to the Confederates not long afterwards. Nobody was actually killed in the bombardment. No casualties on either side, except when they shot off the 100-gun salute to celebrate the capturing of the fort. Two Confederate soldiers were killed because a spark came out and landed in a big pile of munitions, and the pile blew up and it killed two Confederate soldiers. So the first casualties of the Civil War weren't even, they got killed by their own troops 163 years ago today. In 1927, of course, Charles Lindbergh flew west to east to become the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic. That was in 1927. Nobody, and a bunch of people had then followed Lindy's example, but flying west to east from North America to Europe was pretty easy. You got the wind at your back. Nobody had ever flown the other way. Nobody had ever flown east to west because, well, it's a bit more difficult. Well, they did it. The Bremen, a German Junkers W-33 type aircraft, takes off on this date in 1928, 1 year after Lindy, to try to be the first plane to fly across the Atlantic the other direction, and by the way, they did it. Their luggage, incidentally, ended up in Newark, in case you're curious about that. 79 years ago today, only a very few people knew that Franklin Delano Roosevelt was deathly ill. There were rumors about it. You could just see in pictures and films that he didn't look very good. Well, he died at the Little White House in Warm Springs, Georgia, April 12, 1945. Harry S. Truman becomes the President of the United States. 79 years ago today. Happy 69th birthday to the polio vaccine, which is declared safe and ready to go. Line up and get your shots. Polio scared the crap out of a lot of people in the 20th century. And it was like the worst childhood disease you could have, and anybody was worried that polio may inflict themselves or a family member. But thanks to Dr. Jonas Salk and his team, the polio vaccine is declared safe and effective. And there you go. Now it's not even a vaccine. I think you just take a pill. I don't know, when I was a kid, it was a shot in the arm. I think you just take a pill now. Happy birthday to the polio vaccine. Man goes to space, comes back. 63 years ago today, Yuri Gagarin becomes the first human being ever to travel into outer space. I think we have footage as I narrate what exactly is going on here. This is rare colored footage from April 12th, 1961. Of course, the first thing you got to do is you got to get on the bus. You know, you got to go to the airport. It's kind of like going on vacation or maybe taking a business trip. Here's some gum, Yuri. You got to have some gum because, you know, when you fly, you got the air pressure and pressurization of the fuselage makes your ears pop. There you go. Have a good trip. There he goes. He's off to hopping on board the Vostok 1, April 12th, 1961. Up the ladder you go. You got to board the plane. Hello, Yuri. Thank you. What seat do you in? Oh, you were in seat 3. So, thank you very much. There'll be no food service, by the way, on this flight, according to the stewardess. They strap him in. They fire off the rockets. He's gone. He went around the Earth one time. That's all it took. One time, single thing around the Earth, 91 nautical miles at its lowest point, so right into space and not much higher than that. It took 108 minutes from the time it left the launch pad till the time it landed. How did he get to the ground? He parachuted at 23,000 feet. The thing ejected, he was inside the capsule, and the capsule with the parachute lowered to the ground, and he was fine. So man in space on this date in 1961. And speaking of space, the very first space shuttle was launched. I remember watching this on TV in Seattle, April 12th, 1981, 42 years ago today. The Columbia Space and the Challenger STS-1 mission. Here's how it was televised on ABC.
4 minutes and 27 seconds to go before liftoff, before the start of this historic mission. A mission that has never been flown before. They've never used the solid rocket boosters. They never before have sent a spacecraft into orbit that is going to come down as a plane, landing essentially as a glider, a powerless glider. Look at those huge engines getting ready to receive now the millions and millions of pounds of thrust that will catapult this spacecraft and this really strange assemblage off the Earth.
T-minus 15, 14, 13, T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We've gone for main engine start. We have.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Go. Fly like an eagle. Go. Unbelievable, Jules.
A little nerve-wracking. Never done this before. The space shuttle program lasted about 30 years, 135 launches, 133 landings, and 14 astronauts lost their lives. And finally, at 33 minutes after the hour, birthdays. Happy birthday to Ed O'Neill. He's 78 years old today. Of course, he played Al Bundy on Married with Children, and then, of course, Jay Pritchard, the patriarch of the family in Modern Family. Ed O'Neill is 78 years old today. Right behind him, David Letterman, 77 years old today. He holds a unique record and may never be broken. From the time Late Night with David Letterman went on the air on NBC on February 1st, 1982, until his last episode on CBS in 2015, he broadcast 6,080 episodes of late night television for 33 years. That, of course, is the all-time record. David Letterman is 77 years old today. Vince Gill is the most awarded male country artist in the history of the Grammys. When you think of country awards, you think of the CMA Awards or that kind of deal. He has 22 Grammy Awards as a country artist. That's pretty good. He's now, of course, with the Eagles. He is 67 years old today, and happy birthday to my brother Frankie. He knows how old he is. A lot of birthdays in the Kuntz family in April. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. I've said it before, I'll say it again, the heat of summer is coming. You don't want your air conditioner breaking down in July when you could have prevented it by doing some preventative maintenance in April. Give them a call. They'll give it a quick little look-see, see if it's good to go for the heat of summer. Special thanks to our friends at Pool to Spa Services. Have you seen today's hot tubs? They ain't your grandpa's hot tubs. They're pretty damn cool. Check them out for yourself. Pool to Spa Services on Worthen Street. And special thanks to our friends at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Mike McNally's got an opinion. Forgot what it was. And in case you missed the interview that we did yesterday with the good folks at Sustainable NCW about tomorrow's Earth Day Fair at the Pybus Puppet Market. You're going to see it again with Betsy and Marlene. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
This is Mike, Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, my daughter, son-in-law, and grandchild Luca were coming over for dinner the other night. And I was going to cook salmon, so the day before they came, I told Luca, I said, we're having salmon. And Luca looked at me and he said, I'm allergic to salmon. Well, of course, meaning that he doesn't like salmon. Well, doggone it, in my day, the way I was raised, no one cared whether or not you liked something. You ate what was put in front of you, and you either ate it or you went hungry. Nobody put up with your culinary likes or dislikes. So remembering what I've been taught, I have, of course, made the kids some Italian sausage, which I know he loves. Hey, I'm his grandfather. I'm not his warden. This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
How do you think like an entrepreneur?
I have had it in mind starting my own business. This is all really good to know right now.
I am currently making a vision board. I am talking about my well-being, my personal finances, and habits that I would like to work on and to improve myself to be a better entrepreneur.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support. If you haven't made any plans for the weekend yet, well, we just did it for you. Where you want to be is right here at the Pybus Puppet Market. It's where communities meet because they're taking over almost the whole joint, certainly where we're standing, inside the local event center and out in the parking lot and around the corner. It is the Sustainable NCW's annual Earth Day Fair. Betsy Dudash is an old friend of ours, back again.
That's
and
right.
You brought a friend with you. Introduce your friend to our TV
This is
family.
Marlene Farrell. She's our new executive director.
So Marlene is the new Jana?
The new Jana. Jana is the new climate action coordinator.
Okay. That sounds like you both have big titles to do. Tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into the nuts and bolts, because Jana Fishback is a legend around here.
I know, I'm so happy that I get to still work with Jana and Betsy and the rest of the board. I've been working in nonprofits for several years, but I live up in Leavenworth, so kind of more Upper Valley. But this is a really good fit because my background is biology, and also I've been interested in environmental issues for a long time, so I'm really happy to be combining all of my loves in this job.
Sounds like it was a perfect fit for you to take over for Jana's position when it became available.
That's right, and I'm still learning, but I've had a lot of good helpers.
Was anybody even considered outside of this lovely young lady for the job?
We talked to 2 other people, but Marlene was just really such an outstanding candidate that we're like, please say yes, and she did. So
how long has this event been in the planning stages? Because you and I talk every year at this time.
We started last fall. I think our first Earth Day Fair meeting was either last October or November. We kind of wanted to lay the groundwork, look at some bigger issues, and then we started meeting bi-weekly in February, and now we're meeting on a weekly basis because it's coming Saturday. So this evening is our last Earth Day Fair meeting, and we have a few little details to hammer out, but pretty much ready.
The first thing I think you guys do, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you invite back all the vendors who came last year and came with bells on and did a great job.
That's
Link always gets to come every year, and all the
They're going to be
others.
here again.
Some of the no-brainers, such as some of the favorites will be back again this year. Some of the vendors and booths.
Cascadia Conservation District. I love Cascadia. They do great work in the whole county. Audubon Society, they're back. YWCA, so many great groups.
And Link, of course.
And Link.
With their
and the PUD.
PUD as always.
Waste Management. Techniplex, which we all know as Dulco, and most people don't know about their styrofoam recycling. So this is a great way to publicize it. They're great.
How do you find the vendors that might be new? Because there's a bunch of new vendors this year. I'll let you handle this. Where do you sit together and go, we should invite these people, or do they reach out to you and say, can we be there?
It's a combination because this Earth Day Fair is well respected and people want to be a part of it, so sometimes people reach out. And then we've also been just thinking about how do we make it as diverse as possible and make sure we're reaching our whole region. So we have some from the Upper Valley, like Waste Loop and Tierra Learning Center, which I don't know if you know them. They help with people of different ability levels get out in nature. And then there's the high school groups this year are back. So those ones, sometimes there's turnover, so it depends on if they can make it each year. So it's just a variety of things. But we definitely, I think, brainstormed who can we invite and just see if they say yes. And so many said yes this year. We have about 54 vendors this year, which is more, like about 10 more than last year.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's really good news. That's a champagne problem to have, isn't
That's
it?
right.
But all the vendors have to have one thing in common. They have to be on board the entire idea of what this fair is all about, right?
That's right. Yeah, with the idea that it has something to do with sustainability. It can be environmental sustainability, social sustainability. But yeah, we're also asking them to have no, giveaways that are
bling.
Bling that be plastic and that's going to be thrown away. And we have food vendors for the first time, and we're going to have zero waste for that. We're helping them with having compostable servingware. So yeah.
That was a ginormously huge success during last year's Apple Blossom Festival, wasn't it? I'll let both of you tackle that question.
Yeah.
Whichever one wants to do it. What a great idea, and boy, did you guys get a lot of stuff.
Well, it was really Chris Cameron at
Wenatchee
Confluence Rotary, and they're going to be part of the Earth Day Fair as well. Yeah. But it was kind of her brainchild, but working with Jana and working with Robette Schmidt at Winton Manufacturing. So it all came together and kind of 3 key players. So we're expanding it. Like a few weeks ago, there was food composting and some recycling at
some events at the convention center.
Convention center.
Yeah, at the chamber dinner and things like that.
And there was a roast for the former mayor, I believe, and that was part of it.
Yes, zero waste at that. And this year at Apple Blossom is
it's expanding.
Yeah, instead of I think it was mostly the youth day, but this year it's every weekend and every evening. So the amount of waste that's going to be diverted is enormous.
Are we, and I asked Jana this question 100 times, I'm going to ask you the question because now you're the one. Are we getting better? I mean, we're such creatures of habit. Oh, the batteries are out on this, so I'm just going to take the batteries and toss them in the trash and put in a couple of AA's without even putting your brain 2 and 2 together. Or you got your takeout meal, you take your styrofoam thing, you throw in the trash. Are we getting better?
I think so, because I think you're pausing, even if maybe we don't have all the solutions yet. And maybe we're still throwing things away that in the future, we will be recycling, or maybe just having better products or less packaging. But I think people both people and the producers on both sides are realizing that this can't keep going on, that we can't just keep having mountains and mountains of stuff that goes to the landfill. So, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. And maybe the most important thing, and I'm gonna stress this as a personal opinion, getting the kids involved, because nothing makes mom and dad feel more guilty than having little Johnny, 6-year-old Johnny, says, "That's recyclable, Mom. What are you doing?" And there's a lot of kids' activities, right?
Yes.
I'll let either one of you tackle that.
Yeah, I can say a couple.
Say a couple
we'll have
things, yeah.
The bike repair group from Kashmir will have bike repair and bike skill stuff going on. Teams Learning Center will be having like an obstacle course. We're doing a scavenger hunt for kids through all the vendors, but then they can win a plant.
Yeah, I potted up some of my native seedlings, annuals.
Cool.
So,
and then groups like WRI and Team Naturaleza and the high school clubs, they all have very kid-friendly activities.
yeah, but you're absolutely right about one of our goals, long-term and short-term, is to kind of pique that interest in the kids and start the process of them coming on board with just living more sustainably so they can pester their parents and their older siblings and whomever and kind of make that change from generation to generation. So it becomes just part of their lifestyle instead of like, this is a big deal. No, it's not a big deal. It's just, it's how we do things.
Yeah, it just becomes second nature.
That's right.
And you don't take the batteries and toss them in the deal. You save them and you take them to where they need to go.
And you use rechargeable batteries like I do, and they're easy, you know. So there's lots of, what people tend not to think about is there are sustainable options for almost everything in our lives. And a big part of why we do this is to educate, you know, just bit by bit. Even if someone just picks up, you know, 3 tiny tidbits of information that can help them change their lives a little bit, every little bit counts.
3 becomes 6, becomes 12, becomes 24.
That's right.
Before you know it,
That's
you're doing it. You're not even thinking about it.
That's right.
What are the challenges of keeping this Earth Day Fair fresh every year? You want people to come back every year, and you want new people to come back every year. It's always a challenge to make sure that you want to bring in people who might not have gone before, but this might be interesting to me.
This year we made a pretty substantial push, and I'll let Marlene address this a little further, to reach out to the Latino community, because it's obviously a big part of our community, and we've had some participation, but not as much as we would like. I mean, so that's been a big thing, and also reaching out to a lot of the high school groups. We've got bands from Pinnacle Preps, band from Wenatchee High School.
Yep, mariachi band from the high school, and also the Wenatchee Valley Youth Symphony. So lots of
that's going to give it a
local
festive little thing there.
There's going to be live music right over there.
Yeah, so that's adding that kind of fresh element, because we want the music and the food vendors maybe help people to have another reason to linger for a little longer, continue the conversations about sustainability, or just enjoy being here. But yeah, Betsy talked about it really well. But in terms of bilingual, like all the signage, a lot of promotion. We're going to get to be on one of the Spanish radio stations, La Nueva, soon. Yeah, so just doing our part to try to, and have interpreters at the fair, so that I think quite a few of the booths have bilingual materials and bilingual speakers, but if they don't, then we're going to have interpreters there who can assist with that. Yeah.
What do these 6 things have in common? Computers, CPUs or tower computers, tablets, e-readers, cell phones, and power and adapter cords that go with them. You can bring them down here and get rid of them and do the Earth a little favor. This is something new.
This is something brand new.
Talk about this.
Talk about it, Marlene.
Yeah. This is kind of a combined effort between Sustainable NCW and Wenatchee Confluence Rotary and Wenatchee Computer. We kind of got together and said, this is a good time to start an e-waste recycling education and maybe an outreach and also some actual recycling. So we're going to have lots of information so people understand what's involved, like what happens if you throw your computer away versus if it can get recycled, and then especially the precious metals can get recycled and reused, or can your computer get refurbished and given to somebody else? There's the different pathways, but more cyclical. And then at the fair, we're accepting just small devices, as in, like you said, anything from a cell phone up to a laptop or a tower. But we're not doing the peripheries like keyboards or monitors or televisions. Right. But the information's on our website and also be at our fair. But we would love to have those things. And we are going to use the Washington eCycle program, which is safe and certified, and so they have collectors, including like our Goodwills in town, and it goes through a process where then the things will get separated and recycled. But if people are worried about data and data destruction, Brandon, who owns Wenatchee Computers, is happy.
They wipe it clean before they do anything.
That's right, and he has the process, and that's how that's going to
Yeah,
work.
before you bring it down, make sure that you got it, whatever it is that you want off that hard drive, you get it off the hard drive, because the first thing that he's going to do is wipe it.
That's right. Yeah. So, but we all probably have something in the back of a drawer or in the back of a closet that you've just been leaving it there because you're not really sure what to do with. So,
or
bring it to
you
our
can
fair.
take the hard drive out. That's easy, and take the rest, bring the rest of it down here as well.
That's right.
So
I think I
that works as
personally
well.
have 4 old cell phones that I could probably
Do you
bring.
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow. You are a popular woman, aren't you?
Jeez. Who knows?
Cascade Auto Center is the big super sponsor. They are the Grove sponsor. No Cascade Auto Center, this doesn't happen in the way it does, but you have other sponsors as well. Do you want to thank some of those?
Yes, I would love to thank a few other ones. Wenatchee Confluence Rotary, that we've mentioned a few times, is a sponsor. Link Transit, Waste Management, Nature Conservancy, Local Tel, Chelan County PUD, and then we have some small sponsors. And then we also want to thank our grantors, which is Thriving Together, and Confluence Health. So they made it possible.
Quick shout out to Waste Management. I travel a lot. I go to places they don't have recycling programs. Everything goes into a dumpster and they take it away. It's like, they don't have to do it, but they do it.
Hopefully in the future, it'll be more like mandated anywhere there. It kind of needs to be more at the state level that it's required, especially it's an issue in rural areas, but where there's curbside trash pickup, there should be curbside recycling everywhere.
It is, again, this Saturday, April 13th. It starts at 10 a.m. all over the Pybus Public Market. Did you see the weather forecast? It's going to be terrible.
Gorgeous.
I'm just kidding.
Sunny and 74 is the latest forecast.
Just gorgeous as well.
It's going to be terrible if you're sick. If you're feeling well, come back out.
No.
Bring
Nobody's
the
gonna be
kids,
sick.
book some time, because you're going to be here for a while. I mean, if they got food, music, and 50 some odd vendors and booths, you're going to be here for a while. You should visit every last one of them. Did I get everything in, Betsy?
I think so.
Did I miss anything?
No, we did great.
Good. Thanks for coming down from Leavenworth, by the way, for doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I heard the folks up at that Winton
manufacturing
thing is doing great work.
They are fabulous.
Yeah.
They are
more
fabulous.
and more Wenatchee businesses, and it's going to become more popular for the community composting down here too. So they're just like slowly expanding their footprint.
It is the Sustainable NCW Earth Fair is back again for year number
6, I think.
73. It's the 73rd annual.
I think it's 6.
Thanks for taking time out with us. Is that 6? 6.
I got it right.
Get down here to the Pybus on Saturday. You'll be glad you did. You watch Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an Environmentally Green Dealership Award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maid's Doghouse Brewery, Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and this adorable little boy is Colton. Colton is our 5-month-old puppy, and he's a mix of a few things. We're not entirely sure. One of them is definitely adorableness, though. He has these super cute little spots all up his legs, which is actually different than his brothers and sisters. So we think there might be a little bit of cattle dog in there. But Colton came to us with his 4 brothers and sisters. He's very affectionate. About 3 weeks ago as an owner surrender, and they're just adorable, rambunctious, loving puppies. And we just can't get enough of them. Hi, buddy. Yes, this little guy loves his people so much. He loves his people more than toys, if you can believe that. He gets along great with everybody. He loves our dogs here and our peoples. Yeah, don't you? He's even another one of our office fosters here, which is a little internal program we're doing. And so he's been spending a couple days in some of our staff's offices, just laying around and chilling. Yeah. And they report that he has been Mr. Polite. Well, that's ironic. But they said that he just lays there and chews on his bone, and he's quiet and just really nice boy. We think he's gonna get a little bigger than this because he's got some big paws, but not too big. He's probably gonna be kind of mid-size, like maybe another little up out there, a little more filled out. Yeah, and still cute though. He's also of that young age where if you do have cats, they could very well be absolute best friends. Because he's still at that spot where he's learning things and learning, you know, what's fun and what to be polite with. And so if you'd like to come meet Colton, we are open Thursday through Tuesday, 11 till 6. And actually, we have just started allowing people to come in on Wednesdays now too. The only thing we ask is that you make an appointment online. We would love you to come and meet him.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Mary Maid's Doghouse Brewery Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
Culinary Apple is North Central Washington's premier kitchen store with everything you need to elevate your own culinary experience.
For the most unique wine tasting experience in the Chelan Valley, visit One Wines. Popular for being the smallest and most intimate facility in the valley, it features one red, one white, and one rosé. Complex wines, simple elegance.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
At Coldwell Banker, their people, their company are cut from a different cloth. They see, hear, sense, and feel things that other people don't. They have a unique appreciation for the thing called home. Because of this dedication, Coldwell Banker has thrived for over a century. This is why they are ranked #1 on Agent Trust. Coldwell Banker. They do real estate with higher standards and have been guiding people home since 1906.
Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue, family owned and operated on North Wenatchee Avenue, right next to Hooked on Toys. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue uses only fresh ingredients handcrafted with love, including authentic Hawaiian barbecue and Japanese-style ramen noodle soups. And the bubble teas will keep you coming back for more. Enjoy the culinary tour of the Pacific Rim with Hawaiian barbecue lunches and combo plate classics, as well as ramen noodle soups. Tiki Hawaiian Barbecue. Enjoy their comfort food like you're one of the family. We bumped up a couple of degrees since this show started. It's already 48 degrees, so it's considerably warmer now than it was at this time yesterday morning. We're in for a very pleasant day. The National Weather Service changed their mind, and they have every right to do that. They're the ones who have the radar and the satellites and all those computer models to work with. We don't. And they say we're actually going to have a nicer day today than they were anticipating. Things are going to change, though, late in the weekend and into the early part of next week. It's going to be very windy, quite gusty. The winds, the cold front is a pretty robust one. It's going to pass into our area late on Sunday afternoon, basically early Sunday evening, if you will, with the longer days. It's going to last through Monday. Very windy conditions, especially on the I-90 corridor between Moses Lake and Ritzville. So blowing dust can be a bit of an issue, blowing dust and dirt out in the Columbia Basin. Everybody's going to have wind on Monday, that's for sure. From the National Weather Service, partly sunny today or partly cloudy, depends on how you want to put it. We'll take 65, that's 5 degrees above normal for this time of the year. 46 for the overnight low, another mild one. Gorgeous Saturday, pretty much sunshine all day, a couple of high clouds here and there, that's about it. We'll take it 74 for the afternoon high. 74 again on Sunday, but again, that wind will start coming up and picking up in intensity with that arrival of that cool front. That's going to be late Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. And we're still going to be quite mild, but I'm talking about cold air because look how much cooler we're going to be for the afternoon high on Monday. A lot of wind on Monday, windy all day with a high of 61. It will die down in intensity Monday night, 38 for the overnight low, and that cold air is going to be sticking around on Tuesday. That's it for us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Network TV, Episode 8 of Season 11, broadcasting on the NCW Life channel. I'm Sue Kane, CEO of NCW Tech Alliance, and I'm thrilled to be your guide today. For over 20 years, NCW Tech Alliance has aimed to be at the heart of our tech ecosystem in North Central Washington, from the expansion of the fiber network to the newest frontiers of generative artificial intelligence and every step in between. We champion innovation, entrepreneurship, STEM education, and digital equity, because we want to foster a community where technology thrives and everyone has access to the skills, devices, and connectivity they need to live, work, and play. And this ensures that our region is not just growing, but truly flourishing. A critical part of that vision is ensuring that young people who grow up in our communities across the region have opportunities to learn